fossil discovered. The mysteries behind it shock archaeologists. Hello, mysterious universe. Dear friend, for archaeologists, the discovery of new fossils is incredibly special. Because through that, experts will have the opportunity to learn about individuals from millions of years ago. Alongside unique fossils such as the 46-million-year-old fossil mosquito with undigested blood or the world's oldest fossilized sperm, archaeologists were also extremely surprised by the discoveries of giant fossils from prehistoric times. That could be the fossil of a dinosaur as tall as a 7-story building, a fossil herd weighing over 1 ton. It could also be fossils of ancient crocodile species. All of it makes the archaeologists extremely anxious. Let the mysterious universe revisit those enigmatic fossils right in today's video. Fossil of a camel twice the size of a normal camel. In 2005, Swiss archaeologists from the University of Zurich discovered the bones of a giant camel in a village 120 kilometers northeast of La Palmera. Through research, scientists determined that this animal lived about 100,000 years ago. Its hump is nearly twice as large as that of ordinary camels. Leading the survey, Professor Jean-Marie Tencher confirmed that this is a new breed of camel. In addition to the giant camel fossil, the archaeologists also found countless stone tools. Many hoofs, legs, and jaws of those camel-like creatures. From the collected specimens, archaeologists have reconstructed the shape of this giant camel and concluded camels in ancient times could have been targets for hunting. This also partly helps researchers better understand the evolutionary process of camels, one of the most mysterious creatures. And in 2009, scientists discovered the fossil of a snake species believed to be the largest in the world. With a length of up to 13 meters and a weight of over 1 ton in the Charajan area, Northeast Region, Colombia. This species of turtle is named Titanova charajanensis, meaning the giant turtle from Charajan. According to the description published in the journal Nature, the Dinosaur was at least 13 meters long and weighed approximately 1,140 kilograms. The giant body of the blanket has a width of at least 1 meter. According to the research team, this reptile species lived from 58 to 60 million years ago, after dinosaurs and many other species became extinct 65 million years ago. This iron beast is heavier than a bison and longer than a bus. Therefore, Titanoboa often preyed on other animals as large as cows, obviously. They will swallow the human world in an instant. Experts hope that the discovery of this giant pangolin will open up new avenues of research into animal species. What did the creatures that replaced the dinosaurs at that time look like? The 7-meter-long crocodile fossil. In 2012, Dr. Mark Young of Edinburgh University led a team of scientists excavating the ancient crocodile fossil Fresia suture, measuring 6.8 meters in length, and the 4.5 meters long Dicosaurus, dating back 150 million years. These fossils were found at 2 coastal sites in England, Dulcet and Campeche. The research team stated that, unlike modern crocodile species, these 2 newly discovered ancient crocodile species, the hunting display is also fierce. Moreover, the Dicotoraptor and Fresia suture crocodile species has skulls believed to resemble those of the Tyrannosaur Tyrannosaurus rex. But in terms of hunting methods, it resembles the killer whale that lives in the North Atlantic today. They catch prey by opening their mouths, creating suction pressure and drawing the prey into their mouths. Dinosaur fossil as tall as a 7-story building. Recently, a farmer accidentally discovered giant fossilized bones in the La Frecha wheat desert in Argentina. By measuring the length, the perimeter of the largest giant humerus ever found was determined. Experts estimate this creature was about 40 meters long, 20 meters tall, and weighed 77 tons. The wall is 14 African elephants and weighs more than 7 tons compared to the animal previously considered the largest in the world, the Argentinosaurus dinosaur. Based on the dating of the rock formations in which the bone fragments were found, experts believe this giant dinosaur once lived in the forests of Patagonia approximately 95 to 100 million years ago. Researchers say they will come up with a suitable name to describe the enormity of the giant dinosaur. As well as Vin Sun, who discovered this fossil, said, giant 180-million-year-old sea dragon fossil. The giant marine reptiles that lived during this era had a dolphin-like shape, and their official name is ichthyosaurs. Appeared 250 million years ago and became extinct about 90 million years ago. This intact fossil was newly discovered in February 2021 at the Rotten Nature Reserve in the UK. When experts drained the lake to restore the landscape, they discovered parts of a submerged village emerging from the mud. The fossil is nearly 10 meters long with a skull weighing 1 ton, which is why scientists affectionately call it the sea dragon. They are prehistoric creatures at the top of the food chain and eat vast predator species. However, this is only the tip of the iceberg, and who knows, in the future we may discover even more interesting things about this mysterious ocean current. Fossil of mammoth, revealing secrets of Ice Age life. The fossils appear to be in a good state of preservation, belonging to 2 adults, 2 near adults, and 1 newborn. Their path was found along with a hand axe of the Nyen enemy. Along with that are small flint scrapers used to clean animal bones in a cave near the town of Swindon in southwest England. The artifacts at this site are exceptionally well preserved. Archaeologists also found brown bear fur, steppe bison fur, seeds, pollen, and elegant wings of beetles, and freshwater snail shells. All contribute to turning back time to recount the story of the environment at the excavation site from hundreds of thousands of years ago. This helps researchers better understand the appearance of the Nyen people and the lives of ancient human ancestors. Along with giant creatures like mammoths in the context of rapidly changing post-glacial conditions. However, research continues to explore the reasons why this site is home to so many mammoth remains, and whether they will be hunted down and killed by the vengeful ancestors of the Nyen people. Researchers estimate that the Nyen people lived in the area from 210,000 to 220,000 years ago, when they were still living in England before the sharp temperature drop during the Bang Hot period. They became extinct 200,000 years ago. Currently, there is no evidence that they lived there from 60,000 to 180,000 years ago. Other fossils including tusks, leg bones, vertebrae, and ribs were also found belonging to a steppe mammoth species, smaller and less curved than the tusk of the Dong-zoi mammoth. Some mammoths on the steppe reached up to 4 meters at the shoulder. But the tiny teeth they found indicate that this creature had shrunk in size to cope with the increasingly cold climate. One of the recently discovered dinosaur fossils is preserved in the best condition ever found. There is a set of armor unlike any of the armored dinosaurs. This dinosaur is named Borera pentamcmitcheri. It is like an armored vehicle of the white-crested part. Despite its impressive size similar to a tank, this dinosaur also had scales for camouflage to help it avoid being eaten. Spectral analysis of the feathers of this 110-million-year-old carnivorous dinosaur reveals the presence of melanosomes. This dinosaur has a darker upper part, while the belly is lighter. This is a camouflage tactic known as color defense. Researcher Jakob Winter believes that its color is often used to express gender, regulate body temperature, communicate, and for many other purposes. But in this new species, such pigmentation also helps them evade predators. If discovered by the enemy, their heavy steel hard wax coating will protect them from injury. However, the massive size of Borrea pentamcmitcheri also makes it very difficult for this herbivore to flee. Scientists can study the 3D structure of its brain thanks to the clean cuts that remain in an extremely excellent condition. Mr. Carrot Brown, who works at the Hoang Sa Archaeobiology Museum, said, "Usually when we find dinosaurs, we often see small bone fragments and sometimes very soft things. But in this case, the entire skin on the front part of its body is preserved." So, as we are looking back in time to the Cretaceous period, initially, the oldest fossil believed to be in Alberta, Canada was discovered by an excavator operator 6 years ago. And now it is being displayed at the Hoang Sa Therio Museum of Biology. Fossil of a sea monster with teeth as sharp as a saw blade. At the Fort Fat CD Channons mine in the province of Koulaka, Morocco, the divers working there discovered the remains of a straight-necked marine reptile called a mosasaurus. living in the age of dinosaurs. After the researchers examined the specimen, they noticed its unique teeth. It has features never seen in any other living or extinct reptile. The research team named the newly discovered sea monster species Xenodon carinatari. The name means strange tooth in Greek and Latin. The species name means like a saw in Arabic. The saw-like teeth are capable of helping Xenodon carinatari create a bite like a shark, and it could be the key to its survival. Xenodon carinatari is not large, it is the size of a dolphin. Therefore, it can rely on its agility and weapon-like teeth to overcome underwater threats. In the late Cretaceous period, this species was still alive, with Morocco lying beneath a tropical sea. Those warm waters are teeming with predatory marine animals, including the Mosher shark, long-necked spiny-tailed fish, giant sea turtles, and swordfish. The researchers wrote in the study report that the unusual dentition of this species may grant it a unique hunting strategy. Meanwhile, according to senior researchers at the National Museum of Natural History in Paris, the Mosher shark with shark teeth is a new variant of the Mosher shark. Surprisingly, it looks like a magnificent creature beyond an artist's imagination. Accordingly, the discovery of Xenodon carinatari also adds further evidence showing the marine reptile ecosystem and its diversity in Morocco flourished during the late Cretaceous period. Fossil of the largest flying reptile in Australia. With a wingspan of 7 meters and a mouth full of fangs, a new species of pterosaur has been discovered. May have dominated the size of northeastern Australia about 110 million years ago. This is the largest pterosaur ever found on this continent. It is an extremely important discovery, contributing to the understanding of the diversity of the pterosaur species in Australia. Scientists named this species Topanga. It is known that fossils of the pterosaur species in Australia are extremely rare. Like modern birds, their bones were optimized for flight, hollow and brittle, so very few have survived to the present day. Fewer than 20 specimens have been described from this continent, and only 3 specimens prior to Topanga had been named. The description of this creature is based on a fragment of the lower jawbone. It is named after the researcher who discovered it, Linker, and incorporates a bit of the language of the people from the country named Guanamara. According to the research team's reconstruction results, the skull of Topanga would be about 1 meter long with approximately 40 teeth. The monster had flowed over the Irrawaddy Sea, an inland body that once dominated eastern Australia, using its long and powerful jaws to snatch fish from the water's surface. Researchers also found traces of a large, pog-colored molar at the bottom of the jaw. It is from this fossil that researchers estimated the size of the Ferdinand species. This shows that Ferdinand Australia was comparable in size to contemporary species from other continents. Additionally, the anatomical similarities between the jawbone of Topanga and the jawbones of other Australian dinosaurs indicate there may have been a diversification of local dinosaur species around the Eromanga Sea. Scientists have just discovered the fossil of a giant puffball species. It is the size of a Shian car that once lived at the bottom of large rivers and lakes in South America approximately 5 to 10 million years ago. According to Marcelo Chanchet, director of the museum and the Institute of Paleontology at the University of Zurich, who led the research team, the nearly 3-meter-long shells show that this is the largest turtle ever discovered. Based on fossilized tusks and molars, experts believe this species of elephant can weigh up to 1,200 kilograms. 100 times larger than its living relatives today, the Amazon river dolphin, and twice the size of the largest living dolphin, the orca. Additionally, the fossil record shows that the front upper head of the duck-billed dinosaur had a shape like a club, which is believed to have been used to fight with other males. It is known that the fossil of this species was discovered around 1970, but it still holds many unexplained mysteries. However, the latest, more complete fossil record helps experts hypothesize that it once ate fish, snakes, crocodiles, ungulates, fruits, and grass. The giant prehistoric stone lock in China. Discovered in Buzhou province, China, the lockstone has a peculiar beak, no teeth, and a flat body. It was named Ericorshenzi, meaning the first beaked duck. This species of dinosaur lived in the Triassic period, the time when dinosaurs began to dominate. At 2.5 meters in length, it broke the record of the modern leatherback turtle and became the largest turtle known to humankind. Recent studies have revealed the intriguing role of ghost crabs, which are used for digging rather than for self-defense. I serve as a support for the umbrellas handled during movement on sandy ground. For the scientific research community, the newly discovered fossil collection has contributed to clarifying the evolutionary process of the coconut palm, what has kept biologists debating for centuries. It is known that Kuroda no cherry is the oldest gull with a fully developed body and sharp, pointed eyelashes. In 2008, the semi-pterid odontocherry beetle was discovered with its shell covering the abdominal area, leaving scientists quite surprised. Accordingly, the newly excavated turtle with a beak but no shell is evidence of modular evolution. Modular evolution is the phenomenon where traits of a species can evolve independently at different rates. That is also why not every generation of descendants carries the traits passed down by their ancestors. Modern birds have both beaks and claws. However, the evolutionary path to this point was not a straight line. Instead, some relatives have half a shell while others have a beak. Mutations during natural selection are precisely the cause of the formation of those characteristics. The intact details in the skull of this species also prove that pterosaurs are related to modern lizards and snakes. 40,000-year-old full fossil found perfectly preserved. Scientists have just discovered the fossil of a 40,000-year-old foal in the Batagayka sinkhole in Siberia, Russia. The foal, believed to have died at 3 months old, was excavated from a depth of 30 meters. A perfectly preserved frozen mammoth with a dark brown coat, mane, and tail. And the internal organs were perfectly preserved, without any damage. This unique discovery from the Paleolithic period also provides researchers with a soil sample. Help recreate the habitat of the horse species of the station. They hope to gather more information about their evolutionary process from the period when humans survived through hunting and gathering. Reportedly, the Batagayka crater, a 1 kilometer long and 800-meter wide gaping hole, is known as the gateway to hell. This is a site where scientists have excavated many fossils, like a horned deer, a trunk-sucking elephant, and a filter. Many people are afraid of millipedes because of their appearance, but most millipedes are actually quite small in size. Currently, the largest living species is the giant African millipede, with an adult size reaching up to 30 centimeters. If you think a 30 centimeters long centipede is scary, then consider yourself lucky because you're living in modern times. But not in the past, when the blanket octopus could be as large as a crocodile. And in 2018, a large meteorite broke off from a rock face in Northumbria, England, and fell onto the beach from a height of about 6 meters. A biologist happened to be walking along the beach when they found a rock and noticed from a distance that it contained the fossil of a giant millipede. After that, the research team from the University of Cambridge analyzed this fossil. The results indicate that this organism is part of the Cheetophora and lived approximately 326 million years ago. The fossil lacks a head, but the animal is estimated to have been 55 centimeters wide, 2.63 meters long, and could have weighed 50 kilograms when alive. This ritual helped it become the largest non-extinct animal to date. Dr. David said it is certainly the largest insect species ever to appear on land. It was so large that it took 4 people to transport it, and that might not even have been its largest size. Because researchers believe this is not the body of the centipede but merely the exoskeleton it has shed, meaning it can continue to grow and become even larger. Ants are often known as the little overlords, usually wandering and working in groups. But what if about 50 million years ago, some species were the size of a robin? What would you think? Recently, a fossil research team at Simon Fraser University discovered a fossil of a giant ant that appeared in Canada, specifically in British Columbia. The bullet ant is a carnivorous ant species that has become extinct and was first discovered in North America after the last sightings in Germany and the United Kingdom. The interesting thing is that this largest extinct ant species was so large that it could match the body mass of a wren with a 31 centimeters wingspan. After discovering it, the researchers compared this ant to another giant Titanomyrma fossil earlier, preserved in a Wyoming museum. This ant species and the new fossil from British Columbia, snails of the same Dinosaur fossils long known from Germany and the UK. This raises the question of how these ancient insect species moved between continents to appear on both sides of the Atlantic almost simultaneously. In the past, Europe and North America were connected by a land route across the Arctic. On the other hand, there are some questions about whether the chosen destination was suitable for migration at that time. The research team also discovered that the largest living army ant species are found only in hot climates, almost exclusively in the tropics. That means the size of this species will thrive in high temperatures and a healthy environment. However, this creates a problem because the warm signature in the Arctic is still not hot enough for Dinosaur to overcome. In 2011, this same research team suggested in a previous study that this phenomenon might be due to short-term geological global warming periods when this ant species still existed. They predicted that this ant species would not appear in temperate Canada because the climate there is significantly cooler. Due to the new fossil in Canada being deformed by geological pressure during formation, its exact actual size cannot be determined. It could be as large as the biggest Titanomyrma individuals, or it might also be smaller. According to paleontologists, this research helps scientists better understand the formation of ancient flora and fauna, in the context of a climate that differed greatly from today's. Ladies and gentlemen, thus, the 50-million-year-old giant ant fossil also concludes our exploration journey today. Among the fossils just mentioned, which one impressed you the most? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the Enigmatic Echoes channel so you don't. At this point, our video will pause. Goodbye and see you again. Subscribe to the Gian Migo channel so you don't miss captivating videos.